Hello, wonderful friends of our podcast, Beyond Clouds. This is Inji Mamdouh, your host, and welcome to our program, Velvet Hearts. First, I want to express my deepest apologies for this delay in sharing the episodes. But as you know, it is my first time in podcasting. I'm still learning and I work really hard to make this program useful to all of you. So thank you so much for having me. And you have to know that deep inside, I'm very grateful for your patience and support. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. It is our first step in our transformation journey. And accordingly, we will start with tackling our inner narrative. So, are you ready? Okay, let's go.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
Hello again and welcome back. Before starting digging deep in our topic, let's first determine the meaning of the inner narrative. What is the inner narrative? According to various human science studies, the inner narrative is the story we keep telling ourselves. It is our inner dialogue. The thoughts pop into our heads and maybe reach our core beliefs. This inner narrative is tied to the bigger picture of our story. It starts from our childhood experiences to the present moment until how we process each day. So, the inner narrative is something sticking with our journey or to our journey. I guess we got the meaning of the inner narrative. It is clear that the inner narrative has a deep impact on our future and on how we are going to deal with our tomorrow, which automatically it may lay its shadows on our big picture or overall story. So, our next question is how we can know what does our narrative reveal. So, is it a good one or a bad one, or what is it? To know this, we have to listen to our inner dialogue. And so, we will make a small exercise together right now. So, are you ready for it? Okay, let's start. First, take a deep breath. Then, close your eyes. Now I want you to try to catch your inner voice. Did you catch it? Okay, great. Try to focus on what is it saying repeatedly right now to you. Okay, we are done. Now, from what you heard, you will classify your narrative. Is it a kind narrative? Are you compassionate with yourself? These challenging thoughts and questions are your first step of all. It shows how do you treat yourself. How are you handling your problems? It tells a lot about yourself. It's like your DNA or maybe your fingerprint. Fortunately, and unlike our DNA, we can change our inner narrative. We can put an end to this internal misery or internal bleeding, soul bleeding. Our next step is, how can we change it? As I said earlier in this episode, our inner narrative is tied to our past. And usually when our narrative is not that kind to us, it is related to our miserable past. I can't say that it is miserable. It is we are imagining. It is not. It is only in our imagination that it is miserable. All I wanted to say is it is related to our flaws, our failures, our bad things happened in the past, in our past. So we definitely don't have the opportunity to change our past, but we are eager to change the story of our tomorrow. We may not have control on on how our past sub-stories had ended up, but we have to know that if we change the way we look to ourselves, we can control how our tomorrow's sub-stories and our journey's finale will end up. So you have to acknowledge that it is your own life and you have to take control over it. And it is your own story, not anyone's else. It is totally fine to take wrong decisions, but you have to learn from them. It is fine to fail more than once, but you have to keep on trying, not to give up. It is fine even if you have been knocked down to earth, as long as you will get back up again. You have to learn how to accept everything if you have to start all over again and do the things you missed doing your whole past years. It is your own life and you have to embrace it as it is. You have to forgive yourself. You have to give her. You have to treat her kindly, and you have to give her the love it deserves. Finally, you have to learn forgiving, accepting, and learning. This is your next step of your transformation journey. And speaking of next step, unfortunately, we came to the end of this episode. Wish you enjoyed it, and I will be delighted to receive your questions or suggestions or whatever on our email bc.podcast21@gmail.com bc.podcast21@gmail.com. Thank you so much and see you soon. Bye bye.
Fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on